I gotta be honest, but I really do miss my Boox Palma too. And there's so many things that I want the Xteink X4 to be, but in this case, it's really meant to be a simple e-reader on the go, and that's all there is. I guess in this video, I just want to reflect on a couple of things that I really miss after switching from Boox Palma 2 to Xteink X4. Let's get into it. One of the things that I really miss from using my Boox Palma 2 is the screen. I mean, I know that X4 is meant to be smaller, compact, with a small screen like this, but when I read it, I feel like it's a little bit restrained, like I'm looking for more text within a tiny screen. I guess I'm just really used to having a bigger screen. Another thing is touch screen. So as we all know, this doesn't have a touch screen. It uses its button to flip through the pages, but there are days when I just felt like swiping the page and it's not there, and I realized, okay, I need to press the button. One of the things that my body automatically does every time I finish the last sentence, my finger will just swipe the pages, but it will not move. So that is kind of one thing that I've noticed when I'm using this. I'm so used to having touchscreen, I'm starting to miss it. Compared to this one, besides from a bigger screen, you can definitely swipe between the pages right here. That is definitely one more thing that I miss using this device. Also, not forgetting, hang on. So I just switch off the light and it's a little bit darker. As you know, this device has a light, has a front light. You can read in a dim environment, you can read in the dark, and it is just useful. But for this, unfortunately, you don't have that front light, and that is something that really lacks in this device. And I know I bought like a lamp for this, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be carrying so much items with me just to read a book from this device. It is just an extra item to carry with you when you want to be more portable and light. You know what I mean? So that is another thing that I really miss. The front light is definitely useful if you have it, but it's something that you really miss having if your device doesn't have it. Yeah. When you're reading your book and you're reading through it and there is certain words that you don't understand, one of the things that comes in really helpful in any book today is that you can hold on that particular word and the definition would come out. It just gives you a better understanding of what is going on in that sentence or what that word is. Unfortunately, the X4 doesn't have that, and I'm not good in English, so I really need that sometimes. And this device though is super duper helpful, and it has that feature. So yeah, this is from Libby app. There is no Libby app in here, and it doesn't even have a touchscreen to hold onto that word. So that is kind of a major getting used to for me. The very last thing that I want to mention as well is the syncing across devices. So I do have this device, and I also have my Kobo device right here. I do have my Boox Palma 2 with an access to Libby app, and I have my Kobo Libra Color that has access to Libby app as well, and that is way better in syncing across devices. So I have this book right here that I borrowed, and when I look over here, I just finished syncing it, and now all of the books that I have plus the book that I borrowed from Libby app is also appearing in this page. So it's just a lot better in terms of syncing. And I know this is like a new device I just introduced as well. I've bought it last year, and I could also create another video on how I use this along with these other devices. We have a lot of e-ink device going on right here, and it's just easier in terms of seamless reading across devices, because when it comes with the X4, you have to manually download an EPUB or text format of that book and put it inside the SD card and read it from there. But unfortunately, there's no way to sync it in any of my existing devices, and that is kind of a bit of a hesitation of continuing reading with this device, because different scenarios or different situation, I want to read from this book, I want to read from this device, or I want to read from a bigger device, and there's a lack of syncing across different platforms or different devices. Yeah, that is kind of one of the things that really irks me from continuing reading this all the time. Now the question is, am I aware of all of these flaws and disadvantages of device before buying it? Yes, I am fully aware. I've really thought about it many times if it's worth buying this, but I just cannot justify getting another device that is almost the same price of this Boox Palma 2 just because of the cracked screen. I can definitely still use this device, but to have a full experience of having a full working screen, I just decided to get this one because number one, is cheaper in any of the e-readers today. Yes, it lacks of a lot of features that we are so used to, but you really cannot beat the pricing, the slim and portability of this device. A little bit I get carried away with the hype of reading too much about this one because of the strong community and the different types of tools that they create just to make reading experience with this one a little bit better. It is a downgrade from my Boox Palma 2. I am fully aware that there's so many features that are missing, but that is something that I'm slowly accepting and starts really enjoying the quirks of using this one. I do miss certain features, just like those that I've mentioned, but I'm still not fully isolated from them since I do still have my Kobo Libre color and also my cracked Boox Palma 2. If I'm desperate enough, I'll be using this again. In the meantime, this is still my main device. I just have to make sure that the books that I want to read are inside the SD card, and besides from that, I still have this two device to fall back into, and yeah, that is where we are right now. So what are the things that do you miss after using this device, and would you get one knowing that there's so many flaws and so many disadvantages of getting one? Yeah. If you want to read more about today's video, I do have a link in my description below for my Substack to read more details and other stuff that I talk about with the Xteink X4. And from there on, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any suggestions that you want to see next, then just let me know in the comments down below. And until then, this is what we have for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!